Today I'm going to talk to you about just my basic concealer routine. I pretty much do it in every video that I apply makeup, but I kind of don't sometimes, and so I thought what I would do is I would just have this. I have a version of it. It's a little outdated somewhere in my channel. Excuse you. That is Sophie clearing her throat. Are you good? Good. Anyway, so I just wanted to update it and kind of give you, this is my basic thing. I do deviate from it now and then, and I'm always trying new products, but I wanted to kind of give you this is my fallback. So to begin, I'm not wearing any makeup right now, and so I'm going to do just a quick layer of foundation because that is how I apply my concealer, is on top of foundation. I'm going to apply this Embryolisse moisturizer. It is their basic moisturizer. There really is only one, I think. It happens to be in the gold tube because it's a special edition, but it has nothing to do with the formula. It just has to do with the tube. But this is something that I see a lot of UK beauty bloggers do, and it's like they use it as a primer, and I think it's because it has just a lot of there's a lot of moisture in it and a lot of slip, so it just kind of, somehow there's a combination of things in there that connect with the foundation and make it last. I'm going to use my Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Tint, foundation tint in 52 Vanilla. This is kind of drugstore, kind of not drugstore, so I apologize for those who are like, it's kind of hard to find. But then I have viewers in Canada and Australia and England, and they can get it. So sorry, America. You're not my only audience. I'm going to do this really fast. Okay, so since I am 43, I'm kind of gearing this towards very dark circles, kind of that puffy, dark, saggy under eye area. I always find it funny when I see a lot of 20-something, even 30-something YouTubers complaining about their dark circles, and I'm like, hun, do you see this baggage? I mean, come on. Louis Vuitton has nothing on me. So, and this is genetic. There's everything. I have quit dairy for 4 years now. Someone told me a long time ago that, oh, your dark circles will go away if you quit dairy. Well, I quit dairy for other reasons, for my health, and I still have dark circles. I also have the usual puffiness based on a good cry or a salty Chinese dinner and margaritas. You know what I mean. So I'm going to go over with you my basic tools that I insist on having and the products I use. So this is an under eye corrector. It's really important to have a corrector for your under eye area to offset the dark gray. For me, this Becca under eye corrector has worked marvelously. I have tried others, I have sought dupes, and this one is what I keep coming back to. So this is what I'm going to use, and it looks like this. It's a very pearlized pink, but you use it under concealer. It is not concealer. It would look kind of weird. There's something kind of tacky and thick about it that makes it effective, and I think that's why I can't find, even though I'll find other correctors in a shade like this, it just doesn't do the same thing. So I'm using my ring finger and I'm patting it into just the area that is that sort of dark gray, which is the interior of the inner eye and that was redundant, interior, inner eye. But the bridge of my nose, I have a really deep set eye, and down where my tear trough is thinning as I age, which is something I can't help. I may, one day get some kind of hyaluronic, whatever filler injection they put in there. We'll see. I'm just a little bit leery of needles near my eyes. Just covering the dark area. I am not putting this under the entire eye area. It's just not necessary. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take concealer that I have matched to my foundation. Well, matched to my face, matched to my foundation, you know, depending on the time of year, what shade I am, because you don't want to match it, you don't want it too light or you'll look kind of like reverse raccoon. So I have the Maybelline Fit Me, and I'm using 20. They have an interesting assortment of colors, like the 15, I can't remember, I think that 20 is like lighter than the 10, or I don't remember which exactly it is, but because they run from in pink and yellow tones, they don't just go from light to dark. Just letting you know that. Okay, and I'm going to also on one eye use my Estee Lauder Double Wear concealer. I am in love with the Double Wear foundation, and I really do love this Stay in Place Flawless Concealer in light medium. I kind of want to do it side by side and just see if there's any difference. I feel like this gives me a little more coverage and a little better, longer wear, but for $6, this is an excellent, excellent concealer. So what I do is I'll do the left eye, the Lauder. How about that Lauder left? And I'm just going to place, you know, it's not really a triangle, but it kind of is a triangle. And I'm just kind of going down to like where my nose is, to the corner of my eye on that side. Yeah, hi. Do you feel like you have stuff like right in front of you? See, yeah, like look, it's a different color. Maybe I should have picked a different one. Oh well. Then what I'm going to do is I can either, another key, these are my tools. I'm sorry, I should have said that to begin with. These are my tools. A beauty blender or the Real Techniques beauty sponge, but a dampened beauty sponge that you really, really like, that you feel like you get the most kind of grip and it pushes into the skin, because some of the knockoff beauty blenders out there just don't have the flexibility. They're very stiff, very bouncy, like a tennis ball, and I find that I just can't do the blending under my eye and in the corner of my eye like I can with a beauty blender or the Real Techniques beauty sponge. Okay, so, and it's not too damp, it's just, it's definitely squeezed out. I realize now I have concealer on my face. Okay, this is the Real Techniques. These brushes I am in love with for my under eye area. This is the Deluxe Crease Brush. I think it's for eyeshadow, but this is, for me, my favorite concealer brush to apply, because if I put it in a pot of concealer, it just blends so smoothly. This is the setting brush, and it is, oopsie, it is the softest, lightest brush for setting your concealer with powder, and I will show you that. Okay, so we can do this a number of ways. We can use our Real Techniques brush, and I feel like it doesn't really matter. Sometimes, for me, the Beauty Blender is just faster. But I kind of wonder if the Beauty Blender sucks up a lot of product, so sometimes I go over it with more product. So you can kind of do both. But you wanna bounce in the concealer. You don't have to put a whole lot on. Like, you don't want to be cake face. You don't want to just pack it on. I feel like we want to pack it on because we're like thinking, oh my God, I need so much concealer. But I think if you layer products and just apply them moderately, you're going to get better results than if you just pack on, you know, paste. Okay, so I look a little bit better, right? Because this concealer matches my foundation, if I want to go back and just kind of plug in, put in some areas of extra concealing where I am red, look at me, I should have just put this all over, then that's okay to do, because you're not using like a light concealer to conceal redness or dark spots on your face, and then that would look weird. My nose. My nose is always red. Thank you, Mother. That's another genetic. The broken capillaries, the nose running whenever I touch my face. Yeah, okay. So now that I think I feel kind of blended, and I am going to set. Because I am older, because I have a crepey crow's feet under eye area, I do not bake my under eye with a ton of powder. I bake the rest of my face. I have a baking video I can link below that I think if you bake under your eyes like 80% of the people out there baking their makeup, it will look a little thick, heavy, cakey, crepey, crumbly on an older skin, just because our skin has changed under there. And so what I do is I apply a lighter application to set my concealer. My favorites are the NARS Crystal Setting Powder and Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. This little guy, both of these are, well, this one is in the $30 range, and I think this one is too. I'm not sure how much this is because I bought it a million years ago and it has lasted me forever. For today, I'm going to use the NARS, and I'm going to use my Real Techniques setting brush I showed you, and all you need to do is lightly go back and forth, tap out the excess, and just brush over your concealer. What I like about this product is that it doesn't give any flashback. So when you apply like an HD powder or some other kind of heavy setting powder, you can really risk, if you take any flash photos, especially at night, that you're going to have white strips under your eyes. So I have just basically cut the shine, set the concealer product so that any other product goes on easier on my face. If I highlight also, it should keep anything from looking too shiny or the little concealer from getting into my expression lines. As an option, highlighting is kind of key in reflecting, or how should I say this, distracting from under eye circles. I think if you give yourself eye makeup, lush lashes, eyebrows, and some highlight, nobody will notice you have under eye circles. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is the Jouer Luminizing Brightening Powder, and it comes with this little brush, and it is just the cutest compact ever, and I've showed you guys this before. This powder is kind of magic, and as sort of an option, I'm just going to lightly set my brush through the product and sweep it kind of under my eye, like over my cheekbone. And I can barely see this, but what happens is it just gives such a glow, such a highlight. Your face just kind of looks awake and rested. And you can do other highlighting options. Actually, I think I will do that. Also, to distract from your unsightly under eye circles is to highlight down the nose or the lip. This is a very subtle highlight. Like I said, there's something about it that makes it so good for under the eyes. You do not want to highlight under your eyes. That would just kind of ruin everything you've done. You want to highlight around your cheekbones and sort of right here at, you know, the higher end of the apples and the cheeks, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. If you go under your eyes, just use the inner corner. So, okay, so I'm not wearing any other makeup. I know that kind of distracts from the entire look, but I think there is an improvement. I hope you agree, and I just wanted to share that with you, and I will see you guys next time. Be sure to click like and subscribe and leave me any questions in the comments, and I will try to link any relevant videos below. So I'll see you later. Bye.